Let's learn how to make these trendy family name tree ornaments with your Cricut machine. I'll guide you through this step-by-step process for designing these ornaments in Cricut Design Space to achieve the best look and sturdy construction. Hey friends, my name is Tara from CrafteraCreates.com. My goal is to help you master your Cricut machine through teaching you how to make cake toppers and paper crafts. If cake toppers are new to you, then I invite you to grab my free beginner's guide to Cricut cake toppers for answers to common questions and everything you need to get started crafting beautiful cake toppers. For these ornaments, it may come as a surprise to learn that I use 65-pound lightweight cardstock to create this look. Crafting each ornament requires 2 sheets of cardstock, and I specifically chose smooth textured cardstock for more precise cuts on these somewhat intricate designs. Throughout this tutorial, I'll show you simple ideas to strengthen and reinforce lightweight cardstock to improve the durability and ensure your ornament will last for years to come. Okay, let's get started on your family tree ornament. Prepare your family tree ornament design in Cricut Design Space. Jump over to Cricut Design Space, and here's my first family tree ornament, and I will keep it here as a reference, but I'll hide it so it doesn't crowd the canvas. Click on the text tool and type the name of the first person for your family tree ornament. You'll want to use all caps and use a font that is uniform, and by that I mean you can add a straight line across the top or the bottom, and no parts of the text would go above or below those lines. This will make building out the multiple tiers of this ornament easier and look cleaner. I used the Cricut font Futura LT Condensed Extra Bold for my project, but you can use whatever font works best for you. Once the first name is done, duplicate it to create the second name in the family tree. Change the name to the next person and repeat that process for all the names that you want to add. Now we get to the interesting part of adjusting the names to create the tree shape. There are a variety of tools inside Cricut Design Space that will help us with that. First, I'm going to adjust the size of each name to make them increasingly larger as the size of the tree widens. This works out well for the name set that I'm using because the name at the top happens to be the youngest child in this family. To do this, make sure the ratio lock is closed and click the up or down arrow on the width or height to adjust the size. Once you have made adjustments to the text, let's check the shape of the tree by selecting all of the names, then click Align Center Horizontally. Okay, now we can see what we have. It's not quite a tree shape yet. Let's try playing with the letter spacing. I want to make the second name shorter in length without having to change the size of the letters. Use the up or down arrow of the letter space to change the amount of space in between the letters. For mine, I need to condense the name to make it smaller. For some of the other letters, I'll use the letter space tool in the opposite direction to make the space between the letters larger. Okay, we are getting closer. Use the Align tool again to center horizontally. I'll do another round of size adjustments here to the names in order to create an overall shape that is closer to the shape of a tree. And then use the Align tool again to center the design. Once you are happy with the names, sizes, and placement, next we need to add the year as the trunk of the tree. To do this, I duplicated one of the names and retyped the year. Move the year to the bottom and make any size adjustments you need. Next, let's add a star at the top of the tree. Grab a star from the Shapes tool in Cricut Design Space. The star is within the free sections of Shapes. Place the star at the top of the tree and size it to coordinate well with the rest of the project. I'm going to use the Offset tool to add another layer to the star. With the star highlighted, click Offset and adjust the slider to create an offset that you like. I went with a thin offset here. You can change the color of the star to match the cardstock you have. I plan on using a shiny gold foil board for this star. Next, grab a square shape from the Free Shapes section. With the square selected, click on the size ratio lock to unlock it. We are making a long, narrow rectangle shape to put under each name. This will connect each of the names on the family tree. Move the thin bar under one of the names. A trick to adjust the bar without changing the height is to check that the ratio lock is unlocked and adjust the width only. This way the height stays the same and we can make sure the thin bar is sized for each name in the family tree. I'll speed up this process here for the names, but what I'm doing is duplicate the bar, place under each of the names, then adjust the length to fit the name. The goal is to ensure each of the letters are connected. Use the Align tool again to center the whole design. With the whole design selected, I'm going to do one more thing before I unite the design, and I want to change the color to white because this helps see the outlines of the text and the shapes better. I want to do a final check to make sure the text and the bars touch at each level. If you look closely, some are not connected. Make any last adjustments to align the text and the bars to ensure they overlap just enough to weld together into one design. Next, we will unite together the whole design so that it cuts as one. The next time I make one of these, I would do one thing differently, which is to add a bar under the year as well. This would give more space to apply the double-sided adhesive foam. I'll show you in the next section the challenges I had adding foam to these small numbers. I forgot to add a bar under the star, so repeat the process again of duplicating a bar and adjusting the length with the lock ratio open. Once you are satisfied, select the whole design again and unselect the star. Then click Combine, Unite. Unite joins two or more shapes together into one new shape, but also allows you to easily undo a united design. After the Unite function is applied, the design is all one layer and at the top of the Layers panel. It looks like we lost the star, but it's actually under the design. Find the star on the Layers panel and use the Arrange tool to bring the star to the front. Now take a look at the design and see if any adjustments need to be made. For mine, I want to make sure the year is a little smaller and adjust the width of the bar for the bottom name. To undo the Unite, click the Combine tool again and select Undo Unite. Now you can make any adjustments before redoing the Unite to combine all the shapes together. When you are happy with the design, repeat the process of selecting all and uniting the design. Okay, here's our design and the first design I made. You can adjust the overall size of the family tree ornament now. This project is almost ready to send to the Cricut machine. But there's one more thing we need to do. In order to ensure the ornament is durable and lasts a long time, we need to reinforce the cardstock. The simplest way to do this is to make the cardstock thicker, but that doesn't mean you need to buy thick cardstock. Let's create more layers so we can combine them with glue and make the cardstock thicker. Duplicate the united layer until you have a total of 4 layers for the family tree ornament. You can also attach the layers together so that they stay in the same orientation on the cutting mat. Alright, with all of the 4 layers ready, go ahead and click on Make It to send this project to your Cricut machine. You will see all the different cuts laid out on the mats. I'm going to cut my project in a white cardstock, and I'm going to use a foil gold for the star. When you're ready, go ahead and click on Continue to move to the next section. So here at the set base material, I want to show you real quick how to browse and find a different cut setting. Go ahead and click on the Browse All Materials link near the top. And in here, you can search for Intricate, so we can find the Intricate cardstock cut setting. Go ahead and cut everything out with your Cricut machine, and I'll see you in the next section to assemble this project. Once everything is cut out, the first thing we're going to do is combine 2 of the layers to make one thick layer. So use your favorite paper crafting glue. I love using ones with a precision tip, and add glue all throughout one of the layers. I'm literally just using this glue like a pen or pencil and drawing over each of the letters and the bars in between. So they can add glue to the entire section. I'm going to add the layer over top, and together these will be one really thick layer of cardstock. This is plain 65-pound cardstock, so if you think about it, if you combine 2 together, it's almost like 120-pound cardstock. So this makes it a lot thicker and a lot more stable. So finish adding glue around the entire part of this, each part of the design. And then once you're all done, go ahead and add another layer to the top. Adding glue all around gives you just a second to make sure everything is lined up as well. Line it up as best you can and try to keep it all together. Give this just a moment to dry and go ahead and repeat the process for the other 2 layers. I have both of my 2 combined layers here, and the next thing I'm going to do is add a string or ribbon in between the layers. You won't actually see this applied at the top, so it's going to be in between. Use a hot glue gun or whatever type of adhesive you want to add the ribbon or string in between your ornament. This will be the bottom layer, and then we're going to add the other layer on top of it, and it will cover up the string here. In between these layers, I'm using thick double-sided adhesive foam. I'm using the extra tall ones. You can simply use scissors to cut sections of the foam to size, or you can use a craft knife. Either way works. And then go around your project and add foam to it. The more foam you add, the more durable and more stable this project will be. This takes a little bit of time and effort, so give yourself a little bit of time here to work through this. So I've gone ahead and applied the foam all throughout the project. At the very bottom, I need to add foam to the gear, and I'm going to use my craft knife here to cut the tiny little slivers of foam to add to the bottom. If I had added a bar underneath of the gear, I would have had a little more space to add the foam. Once all the foam is applied, go ahead and peel back the backing tape of each section. And one special tip here is go ahead and add little dots of glue to each of the foam tabs around your entire project. This does a couple of things. One, it'll make sure everything will be glued very well and secured, but also gives you just an extra second to line things up before the adhesive foam, the stickiness of the adhesive foam seals. So you'll have just a little bit of time to line it all up so that it's as perfect as it can be. Apply the top layer to your ornament and take a moment to make sure everything's aligned. All we have left is to add the star. Now you can glue the star on, or you can add foam. I'm going to trim a few pieces of foam here and add it to the star just for some extra dimension. Foam is great for adding dimensions to your projects because it adds subtle shadows in between the layers. You will be surprised how durable this feels, even though it's made out of paper and foam. Go ahead and line up your star and add it to the top. And now your project is all done. Everything's ready to go. Here is the finished family name tree ornament. I hope you enjoyed this Cricut project and found this video helpful. Please leave a comment if you're excited to try making your own family tree ornament. That's all from me today. Happy crafting, everyone!